Okay, so for some reason that I can't quite fathom, I started doing a live stream and then it just decided to randomly end like 7 seconds in. And I didn't notice that it ended. So I opened up the figure and started talking about it. Thanks, StreamYard. So, anyway, here is the McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Edition False God Superman from Batman v Superman. I did talk about the packaging and how it's unique to the Batman v Superman packaging. I did show the picture of the Superman statue on the back. Now I'm constantly looking at the timer to make sure it doesn't randomly stop for some reason. Ah, very frustrating. I did look at the trading card. I did read the back of the trading card. That's what the trading card looks like. And it reads Superman, False God, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Data File, real name Kal-El Clark Kent. Gotham City's formidable, forceful vigilante takes on Metropolis's most revered modern day savior, while a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than it's ever known before. So I did read this trading card. So there we go. I did talk about the extra hands that come with a figure, and those are the accessories he comes with. He comes with, for the left hand, a solid fist and a gripping hand. And he comes with, for the right hand, a splayed open hand. That's probably going to be the most important one, and a pointing hand. And this is an action figure of a statue. So he does not come with a flight stand, which is fine with me since it's an action figure of a statue. Denislav Petrov is here, and he says hello, and hello right back to you, sir. And there we have the matte black figure stand with the glossy black DC logo embossed onto it. So I think that gets us up to speed on everything that I talked about before that stream just went foobar. So let's go ahead and talk some about that. And I talked a little bit about this statue, which was put up to commemorate the destruction left in the wake of Man of Steel and the invasion of the Kryptonians and the battle with General Zod. And they put up this statue of Superman. And Wallace was a character. What was his name? Wallace. I had to look up here. Wallace Keefe. Wally. He was a security guard for Wayne Enterprises, who had been injured and lost his legs, and as a result, his life kind of spiraled, and he blamed it all on Superman, was very bitter about it, and managed to hoist himself up to the top of the statue and paint False God across the chest of the figure. Now, I really like the idea of having figures that can be statues in the reality, but of course, this is not in scale with the other figures. And I'm going to see if I can get it into something like the pose that we saw in the movie. But it's nice to have it represented in the line somehow. I like having figures like this. It'd be nice to have a Christian Bale Batman statue figure. Just throwing it out there. Seems like something they could have done very easily. I think. Head Over Diecast is here and it says hello, and hello right back to you. And Bobby Wald says, what is that? Like a gargoyle Superman? Well, it's the Superman statue from DVS. So yeah, basically. So let's see. I'm gonna look up. Let's see. Come on. Why is my computer always so freaking slow? I'll just select the whole thing because I want to just type over it. BVS Superman. And now it's not wanting to type. Superman statue. Okay, so I'm going to try to get it into a pose as close to the actual statue in the movie as I can. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. Danislav says, I love Batman v Superman, one of my favorite superhero movies. Likewise, I absolutely agree. It's definitely a favorite of mine. I'm planning on watching that today, actually, because Head Over Nightcast says that was a great movie. Wasn't it? Okay, so let's see. Looking at this image of the statue that I've managed to pull up on the interwebs. So this hand, I think, is fine. It does look kind of like the hand that he has. It's not exactly like the pose of the hand that the statue has in the movie, but it is pretty darn close. It's considering how it's not a hand that was designed for that, and it's just a hand that's supposed to be kind of. And then this hand also, I think, will be the closest, even though again, not identical. This kind of open hand. So I think that's the one that I'll wind up using to do this. But let's go ahead and talk about his articulation. So Superman can look up about that far, look down about that far, tilt his head kind of quizzically from side to side, rotate the head all the way around. Of course, the arms rotate all the way around the shoulders. And he's got that fancy sort of Mcfarlane butterfly joint here that should be able to move all over the place, but it seems like this one is stuck. And it's stuck real good. And this one also seems to be stuck real good. So those are probably going to be ones I'm going to have to take a hair dryer to or something. His arms can move up to the sides about that far. You got a bicep swivel, bicep rotates all the way around. Head over Diecast asked if anyone's seen the new Jurassic World movie. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been to the theater since Nosferatu. That's how long it's. That came out around like Christmas time, and it was after New Year's that I saw it. So I don't get to the movies as much as I used to, unfortunately. But I did really like Nosferatu. I even bought the Blu-ray. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, if anybody has seen Jurassic World, let me know in the comments if it's good and if it's worth me making a trip to the theater, because I might check it out. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. If nothing else, I will definitely check it out once it hits streaming, because it should be on some streaming service somewhere that I probably have. Or if I don't have it, my sister probably has it. So then we got double jointed elbows. That's about the range of motion you get at elbows. He's got the cool Mcfarlane wrist articulation, so we can move that wrist around any which way you want to. Now, this is actually, even though it's not an older figure, it is the older mold of the BVS Superman. So he's got like the older style wrist and ankle joints, so they're a little more spherical. I just figure that's worth pointing out. He's got the cool Mcfarlane torso articulation, so we can move that all over the place. Head over Diecast says, I think it looks like it will be pretty good. Well, if nothing else, Scarlett Johansson looks pretty good in that movie. So that's probably the main reason I'll watch it, other than dinosaurs. Is ScarJo, you gotta love her. So you got that cool Mcfarlane torso articulation. We can move that around any which way you want to. Rotates all the way around where the abs meet the waist and where the abs meet the rib cage. So Superman can kick up about that far. We're probably going to want him to kick up a little bit further than that if we're going to get this statue pose, though. He's got double joint knees. That's about the range of motion you get at the knees. You know, it's like, I'm not going to complain too much about the articulation on an action figure that's supposed to be a statue and not going to move, but I should at least be able to get him into the statue's pose. I think that that's something that should be important, but we'll see. We'll see exactly how well we can do this. And then he's got the cool Mcfarlane articulation of the ankle, which I already touched on a little bit before, but it rotates all the way around where the ankle meets the shin, and it rotates all the way around where the ankle meets the foot. It's kind of stiff on this one. I think maybe the metallic paint that they used on this one has caused some of the joints to get a little stickier even than usual. So the foot's not quite wanting to rotate right now. There we go. I got this one loosened up at least, so we can at least see it on the left foot, if not the right foot. Maybe I can. I want to be really careful with this because I don't want to break it. God knows this live stream was already kind of messed up because of it randomly stopping earlier, like 7 seconds in, and I didn't even notice. Now I'm going to have to be paranoid about that. Last thing I want is it to get messed up because I broke a figure. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll just have to apply heat to it with a hairdryer later. Never force your action figure joints. That's how you break action figure joints. If gentle coaxing won't do the trick, then try to apply some heat to it, with a hair dryer or some warm water or something like that, and that should get it going. Head over Diecast says, "Do you have any Lost in Space bots?" Just wondering. I not currently. I remember back when the movie came out, like in the 90s. I had like a toy of the robot from the television series, because they put out like a few toys based on the television series at that time, and I had the robot, like a little one, this little bitty one. But they had one that they put out a few years ago too that was at Walmart, and I never got to pick that one up. I always meant to, so it was really cool, but I never got around to it. So yeah, and so like they made some toys of the original show back when the original show was on, and some since, and they made some toys of that movie. I don't think they ever made any toys of the Netflix series, which is a shame because the Netflix series was excellent. I really liked that. So let's see if we can get Superman into a pose approximating what we got in the movie on the statue. So first we're going to have to get him onto his knees. And it'd be easier if he had some sort of thigh cut, then I could definitely get it. But as it is, I'm having to work with what I got. And if I do get him into this pose, is he going to be able to... Am I going to actually be able to put him on the ground? It would probably be easier also if this ankle joint weren't frozen stiff. And then in the movie, like, he's bent over to the point where like his torso is actually touching his thigh. So Superman's got some good flexibility in the statue, at least. I can kind of get it close to being in the right shape, but he's not bending over quite enough to match up with that. And then this arm has got to be raised like all the way up and back, kind of bent in that way. And this hand should be kind of slightly raised, but not entirely raised. And then Superman should be looking over this way and then kind of downwards. And I notice as I do this, it is kind of similar with one arm up and one arm down. It is kind of similar to how he was drawn on the cover of Action Comics #1. I never, of course, in Action Comics #1, his hand is kind of pointed downwards like that, and on this, it's tilted up like he's offering you his hand. It's supposed to be like a statue that, like, I guess if you were there looking at it, it would be somewhat inspirational to look at. But I don't think I'm quite going to be able to get it into the pose that's on the statue because just the while the torso articulation is excellent as far as an action figure goes, it doesn't quite have enough posability to get it to where it needs to be to authentically replicate the pose that's in the movie. But I think I got it close enough that at least gets the point across. And he does have the wired cape, so you can pose that any which way you need to. And it's just going to kind of drape on the ground. That's about the closest I can get to how it's posed in the movie. But he should be bending over a little bit more. Like I said, he should be bending over to where like his torso is actually leaned against his thigh, but that's not going to be possible to do, unfortunately. Let's see. Head Over Diecast says that's the one I picked up a few years ago. I think it's about 12-inch or 14-inch and talking. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. 14. Yeah, it's a 14-inch. It's like I think a 12-inch, 14-inch, somewhere. It's a big figure. So I meant to pick that up. They had that one, and they had Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet, and I meant to get both of them. I'm actually a huge fan of Forbidden Planet. That's like a seminal sci-fi movie. So I'm like a lot of modern sci-fi came from that. A lot of Star Trek came from Forbidden Planet, where like Gene Roddenberry took a lot of inspiration from that movie when he was making the original Star Trek. So so yeah, like that was something when I saw that when I was a kid, and I like finding out about the roots of things that I love, and it was really cool to see where a lot of Star Trek came from when I was watching that movie. Anyway, so yeah, that's about the best I can get that pose down. So that's going to be the thumbnail. Very cool figure, but it's a very niche figure. I think that this is one that like you're not gonna like buy this and give it to your kid to play with. Like, and I don't think a kid would be that interested in playing with an action figure of a statue, which essentially that is. And if he even if he tried to think of it as an action figure of Superman himself, it's an odd Superman because he's a completely metallic gunmetal gray Superman figure with false god written on his chest. So, so yeah, but if you're a fan of this movie and you're a collector of action figures and you just want something to sit on your shelf with the other movie figures, I suppose this is a pretty cool figure to have. I'm glad to have it anyway. I think if you wanted to use them with 3 3/4 inch figures, those would even still be a little large to go with this, but it probably would look good with some 3 3/4 inch figures standing around it. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this guy. Bobby Wald says not a lot of people ever think about it, but without Lucille Ball, we never would have had Star Trek. No one would gamble on it. That's right. That's right. Because it was even though nowadays we think of it as being a Paramount production, it wasn't originally a Paramount production. It was a Desilu production, and Paramount bought out Desilu. So and merged it in. That's how it became a Paramount show. But I don't think it was a Paramount show until like the last season. But yeah, there's an urban legend. I don't know how true it is that Lucy originally thought Star Trek was supposed to be a show about movie stars traveling across the country or something like that. So, like Gene Roddenberry pitched it as it'll be like a wagon train to the stars, which he meant like the show Wagon Train, but they're in space. And Lucy took that as, oh, it's like Wagon Train, but it's got movie stars. Different context. Lucy herself being a star, in that context, obviously that would be where mine would go first. I don't know if that's true, but it's a theory that happens to fit the fact. But yeah, Lucy, even though even if it wasn't the show she thought it was at first, she still fought for it and got that thing on the air. And Admiral Lucille Ball is one of the unsung heroes of Star Trek, definitely. So, but yeah, man, I need to get some Star Trek action figures just so I can talk about them on this channel because I do love to talk me some Star Trek. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the False God Superman figure. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. We still got a lot more DC Multiverse stuff on the way and a lot more Superman stuff on the way specifically because I've still got the Kingdom Come Superman that I want to open up, and I'm going to do that on the next episode. And then the last episode I'm going to do this week is going to be the Silver Age Superman. So we got him to open up. Next week, I've got one more Superman figure coming up because the one, remember how I thought there was one I couldn't remember, and then I did remember actually after the stream was over. I realized, oh yeah, I still got Cyborg Superman to talk about. So next week we got one more Superman villain to go over in Cyborg Superman, and not to mention the fact that if I do actually manage to get a stream going with Captain Have Fun, because we've been trying to have another stream for a while, but our schedules ain't quite been syncing up. I'm saving this guy to open for that. That's the Fleischer Superman figure. So whenever I go live on Captain Have Fun, that's when we're finally going to open up this bad boy. So that's pretty much it for now. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please make sure that you like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Superman. let me know what you think about this statue of Superman in the movie and the figure, and and anything you want to talk about with the character of Superman himself. I always enjoy talking about Superman. He's one of my favorite characters ever, and BVS is one of my favorite movies about Superman. So, really good movie. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna watch it again soon because I just watched Man of Steel recently, and man, that's such a great movie. I enjoyed watching that again. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go take the thumbnail of this. But make sure you like and subscribe because YouTube likes it when I say like and subscribe. Because apparently, when you say like and subscribe, more people actually like and subscribe, and YouTube likes it when you like and subscribe because they like people to like and subscribe with their platform because it causes engagement for their platform. So the more I say like and subscribe, the more YouTube tends to like it, and the more they send people to my videos. And when more people watch my videos, more people like and subscribe, and it's a vicious cycle, and it builds, and that's what we want here. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back on the next episode with Kingdom Come Superman. Thanks for watching. Bye.